Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, California Weather Watch. Today is March 5th, and right now we are looking at the combination of Doppler radars, California to the upper right. Check out our frontal system pushing moderate heavy rain back into Southern California as we speak. It's been raining off and on all morning here for the Central Coast. Snow is flying across the higher terrain, pretty dynamic system, and we've got cold air aloft and thunderstorm potential behind this frontal system, including today for Northern California. You can see a couple lightning strikes right there off the coast pop up there in some of the last frames. But yeah, pretty interesting looking system there. And then we get a break this weekend, and then we're going to bring back some strong storms as we go through next week as well. So taking a look here, Caltrans District 10, talking about the snow flying for the higher terrain, chain controls, big time delays. You have been warned. Check before you go. And if you want a nice affordable home weather station, click on that link down below to save 10% off and help support the channel. It's got a great smartphone app and its own lightning detection system with it. Can't beat it. I've also started another channel. It's called Worldwide Weather Watch. We're up over 1,000 subscribers. Just started at 2.5 days ago now. So if you would, go ahead and check it out. Go click subscribe and check in with the daily videos. We'll be covering weather all across the world. We'll be checking out the most interesting stuff. We'll do educational stuff on that channel as well. So it'd be much appreciated. Now, precipitation chances. We saw it's already on the way here, coming here for Los Angeles. It should be starting anytime. And we're going through noon to 6 p.m. You can see some of that moderate rainfall showing up there. And yeah, we're going to have thunderstorm activity all the way on into tomorrow, potentially into Friday for Southern California. Chance of shallow debris flows, small hail, gusty winds, possible severe storms with remote risk of tornadoes. There's so interesting wording for the National Weather Service, Los Angeles. This was updated yesterday afternoon. We've got winter weather advisories for some of the higher terrains, high wind warnings, wind advisories, winter storm warnings. It's starting to get a little bit crazy here across Southern California. And this winter weather advisory is for 3 to 6 inches, above 6, and then, well, actually up to locally 10 inches near Wrightwood, between 4,000 and 6,000 feet, and a dusting up to 3 inches. Winds gusting as high as 50 miles per hour, Interstate 5 corridor. This starts tonight about 7 p.m. through 7 a.m. on Friday, and there's also another one out here. This was updated yesterday. This goes all the way through Friday morning as well. Some snowfall totals up to 11 inches and some gusty winds, so careful if you're out across the backcountry in the higher terrain across Southern California. Now, looking at this, Donner Peak, 8 to 12 inches. Again, chain controls, travel delays, moderate impacts there. And look at the snow levels really falling off by the time we get to Thursday, 3,000 to 4,000 feet. So heads up for that. And this is Sacramento National Weather Service storm timeline. Lingering showers on Thursday. Bit of a break this weekend, and we are going to warm things up a little bit. But we have active weather coming again next week. Some powerful frontal systems will be visiting the state of California. Now, we're looking at the black lines here, 500 millibar height. So this is the trough. That would be the ridge there. Ridge axis, trough axis, precipitation, cool, storms, activity, wind. Here's the trough. This is sinking air, warmer weather, and that's the ridge. So if I put this into motion, you'll see that trough as we're dealing with it today, pushing that frontal system through. The cold air aloft will be arriving as we go through the day tomorrow and on through Friday as well, with thunderstorm potential there. And then we get kind of a transient ridge here as we go through the weekend. We're going to warm things up a bit, but another potent system looks to arrive on the coastal areas here as we go through the day Monday. That could be potentially spreading some heavy precipitation, some dynamic weather back up across the state, especially central and southern California. And then another frontal system, another potent frontal system hot on its heels as we go through next week as well. So some very active weather coming up. Then a little bit of a break, but the extended forecast also has some pretty potent frontal systems rolling through as we go through the 15-day time frame. We won't worry about those too much just yet, just showing that potential. So I like to show this map sometimes. This is 700 millibars, about 10,000 feet, just kind of showing you the mid-latitude cyclones get their energy from the temperature contrast between the polar regions and the equatorial regions. That's why we call them mid-latitudes. It tends to happen in the mid-latitudes. And of course, during the winter months, that boundary tries to drop south and tries to visit California at times. So this is our system today. You can see that colder air aloft was driving that storm system. Then the next one here as we go on into early next week. And you see it kind of gets cut off a bit there, but it does maintain itself just enough to remain in the westerly flow. Another potent system rolls through next week as well. A little bit of a ridge there, but then again, additional systems in the extended forecast. So I do like to kind of show that, and I'm going to let that run through one more time. You can kind of see it looks like a big pink and blue octopus up there kind of spinning its arms around here, known as the tropospheric polar vortex. There's two different kind of polar vortexes, and most most of the time what we concentrate on here is the tropospheric. That's where most of the weather occurs. There are also the stratospheric polar vortex. I may talk about that in some detail at some point in the future, but not today. Now, taking a look here at the European, again, we saw that Doppler radar. The snow is flying. The heavier rain is moving into Southern California, and that's going to continue through tomorrow. Another big slug of moisture targeting some portions of Southern California, and again, bringing some mountain snows with it. Bit of a break this weekend. You can see as we go through Saturday. Now we're into Sunday here, and then this next system starts to arrive as we go through the day Monday, and that could have some dynamic precipitation amounts with it as well. Again, depending on the track of this low and the strength of it, it's going to mean everything as far as what kind of impacts we will feel across the state. I also want to show wind here as well, because watch what we're doing. We got some southerly winds as we go through this evening there. They start to pick up across the ridgetops and the transverse range and the peninsular range here. And we remain out of the west, southwest, and they get strong here as we go through Thursday. So heads up on the day Thursday. And you can see the wind shift also coming down out of the north. You go across Goldfield and Tonopah, starts pushing down towards Las Vegas. So some very gusty winds as we go on into the day Thursday. Then we start to relax things a bit, but then the northerly winds start to come, kind of a wind shift there by the time we go towards Friday morning. Could be a crosswind for some of the interstates there. So heads up for that. Friday, Thursday, gusty winds. Composite reflectivity. Let's take a look at the high resolution rapid refresh here and what we can expect today. And you saw on the Doppler radar, we got some pretty intense precipitation amounts moving through. You can kind of see some of these narrow cold frontal rain bands moving across some of Southern California. It could be dropping some fast and furious precipitation amounts. And this is the main frontal system rolls through. We have that cold air aloft that'll be arriving overnight and on into Thursday morning. Again, thunderstorm potential with that. Mountain snows ongoing. The next slug of moisture comes rolling in here. And again, thunderstorm potential continuing all the way on in through Thursday evening, and then potentially again on the day Friday. This wraps up Friday morning. You'll have to take my word for it on that one. But look at surface-based CAPE as well. We're going to scroll through here and we'll go into tomorrow and kind of see how things destabilize. And let me back up here, because for this afternoon there is a thunderstorm threat here across northern California as well behind this frontal system. So you can kind of see that here. This is the day one convective outlook. It does include Sacramento, Reno, and Redding. Day two, Sacramento, Bay Area, Santa Barbara. You can kind of see they just updated it as we spoke there. It doesn't include a lot of Nevada there, but it does include Las Vegas tomorrow as well. And then day three will be down here further. They don't have it updated yet. They don't show anything, but the thunderstorm threat will be dropping a bit south and east. Now, also big wave action coming in here with some of these storms. You can see the wave action increasing here as we go on in through the day tomorrow. Bay Area down through Southern California. Bit of a break, relatively speaking. I should kind of hedge on that a little bit because Northwest California probably still going to have some wave action. And then we bring that next frontal system there. Look at some of that wave action for some of the Central Coast up towards the Bay Area as we go on in through Tuesday morning, swooping down across Southern California. Another strong frontal system rolls in as we go through next week. So yeah, we're going to have off and on big wave action here as we go on in through next week. Yeah, check that out through the fantasy forecast as well. So looking at daily 2-meter max temperature, of course, there's the state of California. Southern California is there. There's Las Vegas. There's the Bay Area. Put that into motion. There's tomorrow, Thursday. Friday, we start to warm up here a little bit across some of the Bay Area, Sacramento, up towards Redding. And we go on through Saturday. Entire area warming up a bit more. There's Sunday, not bad. Check it out. Looks 75 in Bakersfield. Warm up across Southern California back into the 70s. And then we start to drop things off again here because remember that storm is going to be right off our coast and it'll be spreading clouds back up over the area. And look at the temperatures drop off as we bring some active weather next week. Chilling right back down here for Redding and some of the Sacramento Valley and even cooling down the desert areas by the time we get into towards Thursday of next week. Now, 6 to 10 day, this should be no surprise. We got above normal, below normal temperatures, 8 to 14 days still through March 18th, above and below as well. Look at that big yin and yang between the east and the west. And temperature departure from average. I showed this yesterday as well. This is since October 1st, the temperature departure there, and this is percent of average precipitation. Is still a big yin and yang between Northern California and Central and Southern California, which are below normal since the start of the water year on October 1st. So anyway, again, check out that channel if you would, Worldwide Weather Watch. I'll put the link in the description down below so you can easily click on that. Otherwise, I hope you guys are having a good day. Stay safe out there. You know, don't be driving around if you don't have to. Things can get crazy. I remember living across Southern California. man, just throw a cup of water on the roadway. I think that was how the saying goes, and it starts to create, traffic, starts to back things up. So it's going to get crazy here over the next couple of days, and we're going to go over that in more detail again tomorrow. We'll be checking out that thunderstorm threat, and we'll look at the update on the weather there as well. So anyway, I will talk to you guys later.